Hi everyone, my name's Joelle. I'm 27 and I'm in the Air Force. I work full-time for the Air National Guard here in Ohio, and I'm 1st and 15th of the month I get paid. So I am starting this channel. This is my first video, and I'm going to be doing a debt confession if you haven't noticed by the title. But I'm starting this channel because I'd like to be held accountable. I'd like to be transparent with my finances, and I'd like for a community to support me, I guess. I have been watching YouTube videos for the last probably month and a half of people in the YouTube community doing their paychecks and their cash envelope stuffing and their debt snowballs and all of that. And that's kind of what I want to do with my channel. I bought a house about 3 months ago, and this is my first place. And when I went into buying this place, I totally thought that I was well prepared. I had, in my mind, a good enough savings account to be able to afford a home. Once I got into the buying process and got closer and closer to the closing date, I started to realize that maybe I wasn't as financially stable as I thought. Not saying that I couldn't eat or that I couldn't afford my bills, but just that I not necessarily could have afforded a house. So my parents helped me out quite a bit, and I actually owe them money because of it. Which I'm fine with. I'm super grateful that they helped me and all of that. But I just kind of realized that after moving in, after all the little expenses, buying a lawnmower as one of them that like came out of nowhere for some reason. I didn't think about buying a lawnmower when I bought a house, but like little things like that that just popped up that I was not prepared for. Financially. So I would like to get myself to a better place in terms of paying off my debt, getting a better savings account, especially for the future events that I want to happen in my life. So I kind of want to use this platform and this channel to kind of keep me accountable and keep me going and striving towards those goals, because I'm one of those people that I get really excited about things, especially like right now. I'm super excited about this. I'm kind of slightly obsessed with the budgeting thing right now, but I don't want to lose steam. I don't want to, 4 months down the line, realize, oh, you know what, paying off my debt's not that big a deal. I've had debt my whole life and it's fine. I don't want that to happen. I want to be able to get to that place where I'm debt-free, saving for my future, saving for retirement, whatever it may be. And I want to be just secure. I can look back the last 6 years. When I was 21, I got my first real credit card that was worth more than $600. And that's when this all kind of started happening. It was an Amazon credit card, which I still have. And I would just buy things on Amazon, and I wouldn't even pay attention to what the balance was adding up on my card. And up until that point, I'd had a credit card before that I did pay off all the time, paid off every month. But for whatever reason, once I moved out of my parents' house, I became a little bit less responsible in terms of my money. And so that kind of started the whole journey of going into debt. I bought a car in January because I had a car accident, so I needed a new car, and I didn't have the funds to be able to pay for a brand new car, buy a new to me car out of pocket, cash in hand. That's kind of, looking back, that's like where it all started. And I still have some vices. 0% APR cards always get me. When Best Buy is having a deal and they're 0% financing for 18 months, I'll go to Best Buy and I'll spend money that I don't have just because I can pay it back with a 0% APR. It's like cash, right? So, but it's not like cash because it's a credit card and it's debt and it shows up on my credit score. So what I need to do is get out of that mindset. The Amazon card gives me 5% cash back on Amazon, and that's part of the reason that I got it. That's the main reason that I got it. And now looking at it, I don't want that 5% cash back. I want to be just debt-free, period. I don't want to have to use my card to buy things. I want to have the savings to buy things. And so that's kind of where I'm sitting. And right now, with this channel, obviously this video is my debt confession, but I do plan on doing monthly planning. I have a happy planner and I want to, show that off. I do a monthly spread where I write down, all of my debts, all of my bills, all of my plans, and use that to budget my paychecks. And I also want to do paycheck to paycheck budgets. I want to do cash envelopes and sinking fund stuffings. And I'd like to do monthly debt updates. Currently, I have sort of worked around making some forms and some formats for me to use in this journey. But again, I've only been looking at this stuff for about a month now. So it's not very, it's not tweaked the way that I need it to be tweaked. So I'm sure that things will change. And if you see that happening throughout this channel's growth, that's just because I am so new at this. And so I really would like to get to a place where I have a good debt tracker, I have a good paycheck to paycheck planner, and I have a good month to month budget. I'm just going to jump right into doing my debt confession and writing down all my debts and letting you guys know just where I stand in terms of debt.
All right, so this is my debt confession, and I am basically, I already wrote out the titles of everything that I'm going to write, let you, I guess, know about. Not that there's really that much more to know about except for what I actually have balances on, but I hope you can see this okay. I'm just going to go through, and what's going to happen is I'm going to list them from the one at the top will be the last one that I pay off. And then the one at the very bottom will be the one that I'm working on currently. That's my Snowball or my Avalanche. I'm kind of doing a hybrid Snowball Avalanche method. I have 3 cards that are 0% APR for a promotional time period. I have one that, like I said, I owe my parents money, so I am their 0%. So that one's not necessarily something that is top priority, but it's also something that I just want to get taken care of. So that's going to be kind of more towards the bottom of the list. And then I'm going to mostly go through Snowball method-esque. So I'll just get started. So debt number 1, and I hope you can see all this again. Debt number 1 is my car loan. And I took this out in January because, like I said, I had a car accident, and so I needed to get a new car to me, and I didn't have the money to pay for it right off the bat, so I took out a loan for it. The due dates that I'm using are going to be the dates that I pay them, not necessarily their actual due dates. Since I get paid on the 1st and 15th, I'm going to just list either 1st or 15th to correspond with my paycheck that I use to pay these debts. I like to get it out of the way, so it just works out better for me to just schedule the payments on the day that I get paid. So for the car loan, I actually pay this twice. I pay it 1st and the 15th, and I pay a half and half price because I'm actually already ahead on this. I started out originally paying more than the minimum, and so that has put me ahead in my schedule for the car loan. So I'm actually already ahead. Technically, I don't owe anything for each upcoming month as long as I continue paying the minimum. So that's kind of what I do. I pay half of it the first half of the month and half of it the second half of the month. And so I'm just going to write the total minimum payment, what those 2 payments add up to. But I actually spend probably $176 and $176.36 for the second, so that adds up to the minimum payment, which is $352.36. And the APR rate on this one is 5.3. The current balance on this card is $19,368.94. These are all as of the 26th. I looked up all of these prices. or these balances. The next debt is my carpet. When I bought this house, I put new carpet in, and I opened up a 0% APR promotional card with the carpet company. This is through Wells Fargo, and it was just to pay for the carpet. I don't plan on using this account once it's paid off, once the carpet payment is done. That one is technically due at the beginning of the month, so before the 15th, so I just pay it on the 1st. And it is, like I said, 0% APR until the 11th of July of 21. And the minimum payment on that one is $74.07. And the current balance is $2,042.08. And I have made one payment on this already. The next one is going to be my Apple credit card. That one is due the second half of the month. So again, I pay it on the 15th. And it is also a 0% APR. This is what I bought my phone with. And it was 0% for, I believe, 18 months if you spend over $1,500 or over $1,200. So that's what I ended up doing. And this is 0% until the 20th of January 21. And its minimum payment is $29. And the current balance on this one is $368.13. And I actually messed this up because the next card is my Amazon card. And I'm actually going to pay the Amazon card after the Apple card. So these two will be switched in my timeline, and I have to make sure that I do that the next time I go through this to switch those around. The Amazon card also comes out the second half of the month, so I pay it on the 15th. It is not 0%. This one is a 4% APR, and this does not fall into the Avalanche, but it does fall into the Snowball. The minimum payment on this one is $35, and the current balance is $1,427.66. So again, these are switched around, so technically it is following the Snowball. Third to last, this one kind of can go either here or here, but this one is me paying off my parents. I pay them on the 15th just because I have fewer bills that come out the second half of the month, so I have more money available to pay my parents the second half of the month. So obviously this is 0% APR because they lent me the money and they're my parents, they're not charging me an interest, and I'm super grateful for that. I'm paying them $500, and that is just to get this taken care of. It's a $3,000 loan originally. I have $1,500 left to pay them. And like I said, I've been paying since June on this one. So June, July, and August, I paid $1,500. September, October, November, I'll continue with my $500 payments, and this should be paid off by November. Second to last is my Citibank, or I guess it's second, Snowball. This one is due the first half of the month, so I pay it on the 1st. It's when I schedule my payments. This one is that third card. This one's 0% until 01 December 20. This one here I opened up to pay off my Amazon card. So originally this one had a 0% APR rate here if I did a balance transfer. So that's what I ended up doing back in February. I made a balance transfer of, I think, $1,800 off of this Amazon card onto this Citibank card. And since then I've been paying on this 0%. And the minimum payment here is $25. And the current balance is $630.50. So these two should be paid off in November at the same time, hopefully, fingers crossed. And then last but not least, or I guess first, I'm gonna be paying off my personal loan. This one is due the second half of the month, but because this is my current Snowball, I make payments the 1st and the 15th. This just comes out with whatever's left over at the end of each paycheck. I throw it at this Snowball. Currently, the APR rate on this one is 11.75%. And I took this out because my boyfriend last December ran into the issue of not having his child support paid off. And I understand, please don't come at me in the comments that that was a bad decision, but he has paid me back. So now this is my issue because I didn't take the money that he paid me and put it towards this loan. I used it for this Amazon card and for other cards that I didn't need to use it for. I should have just paid this loan off. So now it's my issue. The minimum payment on this one is $82.87, and the current balance is $389.93. So I'll just add up these here, minimums. I've got a calculator. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So I'll just add up the minimums. 352.36 plus 7407 plus 29 plus 35 plus 500 plus 25 plus 82.87. And the minimum that I pay every month is $1,098.30. And my current debt balance is 94 plus 2042.08 plus 368.13 plus 1427.66 plus 1500 plus 630.50 plus 389.93. It is currently $25,727.24. So that is my current debt that I have, that I carry. My plan moving forward is to, in September, pay, I already kind of have this all written out. I'm gonna do a video later on this week with my paycheck to paycheck budget, but my plan right now with my bills that are supposed to come out in September, on the 1st, I have an additional $100.22 that I'm going to be throwing at my personal loan. And that should bring that down to somewhere around 289, 290 something, lower 290s. And without knowing my exact gas bill and utility bill coming up in the second half of the month, I can give a roundabout number of $291, somewhere around that, to go to my personal loan as well. And that number will become more solid and an actual number once I find out what my gas bill and my utility bill are going to be. So for now, I'm going to leave this here and I'm going to sign off. Please follow me, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see any specific videos moving forward. I have high hopes that I'll actually be able to pay this off. My goal is to have all of this paid off by April of 2023. So that gives me about 2.5 years to finish up and get rid of this $25,000 worth of debt. So have a good day. stay safe, and yeah, I'll see you very soon. Thank you.